And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Vikes and the Bucks coming up next.
DA Sports coverage of the NFL has us on the west coast of the Sunshine State. Downtown Tampa's the spot, Raymond James Stadium. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And as we look at this matchup, every time there's something different to focus on. So I'll just ask you, what do you see here in this one?
Well, Rembrandt, you've given me a pretty blank canvas to focus on, haven't you?
Yeah.
Where do you think I'm going to go with this?
Oh, secondary?
You know me well, right? In a game like this, it's always about the secondary. Can they handle the passing attack and make a few plays?
Here's the rookie from Alabama, Will Reichard, ready to get us started. And off we go from Tampa. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. So out come the Bucs now for their first drive. They will be led out by the Heisman Trophy winner from 2018 from Oklahoma, Baker Mayfield.
And he's a guy who plays with a lot of emotion. He's learned how to channel it really positively, because when he throws the football downfield and makes a big play, he'll be the first guy downfield to celebrate with you. But also, when his team needs that confidence, when they need that jolt, they turn to him, and he's ready to provide it.
And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here, second down.
Well, sometimes as a running back, you've got to be able to improvise when the hole's not where you expect it to be. But in this case, there wasn't any improvisation that he could do that was going to work. Kind of like if you're trying to be a comedian on open mic night at the Improv and you run into a tough crowd.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Well, he left no doubt about that one, because even though he hasn't left the pocket, he's got a receiver in the area, so it's not grounding, even though there was no way that ball was going to be caught.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. Here's Mayfield. Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down. He could not get away that time, and it'll be a loss of 11 on 3rd down.
I don't know if he was just working through progressions or just unaware of the pressure, but no matter. Excellent work by the defense to get him to the ground before he could escape the pocket.
A 4th down. Here's Jake Camarda on to punt for the Bucs. Take it at the 37. A little juke. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Good starting field position for the Vikings as they have it 1st and 10 at their own 46. Man in motion is Sherfield. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Nice run defense presented there, and what I mean by that is discipline. Guys filling the right gaps in the right holes, no one over pursuing, and making a very nice play.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's a 2nd down and 9. Back to throw. Finds his man. There's Jordan Addison. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3. They're going to look to throw. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, I like the play design there. They occupied the defense downfield, everyone trying to account for someone. But unfortunately, they didn't account for the running back slipping out of the backfield, and he was absolutely unnoticed and wound up getting big yards on that play.
They'll run on first down. Royal. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Now we're going to get a timeout. Appears we've got an injured Buccaneer. The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll keep it on the ground. Royal. This will be a short gain of 3 before he's brought down at the 22. And the Bucs with an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want it to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
From the 2, here's 1st and goal. Jones will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Now for the point after. He's got it, and the Vikings take a 7-0 lead. So that drive 7 plays in length. And the last play in the drive was a touchdown run by Aaron Jones. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. Tampa Bay, they're getting ready to set up shop here for their 2nd drive. And the last drive, their first drive, 3 and out. What changes here, if anything?
I think it's making sure the guys that you trust the most with the ball, the biggest playmakers you have, that they touch it on this possession to try and get things moving.
So get it to the horses.
Without a doubt. They're the ones that typically end up in the end zone.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down. Now a give up the middle. This is White. And he'll be tackled at about the 35. Third and 2. They'll try to pick this up on the ground with White. And some room to work. And he is going to have a Bucs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Obviously an important run to avoid the 3 and out on your own side of the field.
Shows a lot of faith in that offensive unit, doesn't it? That you want to run the ball in that situation Pick up the first down. Also helps out your defensive guys a little bit too. Allows them to get at least one more series of downs in order to get some rest.
Palmer going to go in motion left. Mayfield down. Throw left side taken in by Palmer. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up second down. Counting down toward the midway point in quarter one. In motion goes the tight end. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jonathan Greenard running in to pick up the sack.
Tried to create a little bit of that hocus pocus with some magic. But the defense, not impressed at all. They don't lose contain on this very dangerous runner, and they get a big stop.
Third and 19. Godwin, the motion man. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Airing this one out for Evans. And that's caught inside the 30. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Third and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 26-yard line. They go play action. Mayfield. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Well, that's absolutely going to fire this defense up. They made it their mission to deny that completion, and they came through with a nice hit and knocked it incomplete.
Second and 10. In motion left, Godwin. To throw, Mayfield. Over the middle, he finds Godwin, complete. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
And I think this is a route we'll see more of as this game goes on, because with his speed, they want to get him the ball in space on drag routes just like this. They want him to get the ball and run after the catch. Good job there, though, holding him for a short gain.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. So 2 third down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down.
They converted twice on 3rd down that drive already, but couldn't make it a third. We always talk about in-game adjustments. How about what the defense did there, able to shut them down on that attempt?
And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coaches always talk about finishing a drive with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point or, in this case, a field goal.
After the made field goal, here's McLaughlin back out there to kick it away. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that's going to bring up second down.
And let's face it, you can put any Halloween costume on him. You're not going to be able to disguise him, because for a tight end of his size, difficult to sneak him anywhere, but that's what they tried to do. Lined up on his right, tried to work his way back to his left, but just a minimal gain as the defense was able to react quickly.
Now a give right side. Royal gets around him. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 17 yards, first down, Vikings. And if his coaches are correct, we're going to see a lot more runs like that from this young rookie going forward.
And you know, slapping each other on the back up in the booths right now? The scouting department, because they really recommended this guy highly, and he's justifying their faith in him.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Completes this to Addison out left. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Well, that certainly has to feel good, and it's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice first down. Drive keeps moving.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Well, if they continue to run the football this strong, right up the middle, I don't know if they can wait till halftime to make adjustments. They better find a way to get it done series to series. I don't know if they need to sub some guys out, bring in extra people, maybe change what they're doing on the defensive side of the ball. But right now, they're running the ball very well right at them and right up the middle.
And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's second down. They'll set up to throw. And he wisely will throw that one away.
And here you're down in the red zone. You need to be smart, not force anything. So that's a wise decision to just get rid of the football.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. They'll set up a throw. There's Hawkinson in the end zone. Touchdown, Vikings. A 12-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings are able to widen their advantage. There was a lot of zip on that pass, and baseball might have called that a frozen rope.
I like it when you bring the diamond into the game. I'm going back to the gridiron. Had some heat on that bad boy. Sometimes you throw a touchdown pass, and sometimes...
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How is the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point splits the uprights, and that pushes the lead up to 11. So that drive takes him down the field in 8 plays. And it was T.J. Hawkinson who finished the drive with a touchdown reception. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. They go right back to White here on first down. 45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Left side here, that's complete to Godwin. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in third in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They'll go up the middle with White. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. They'll get 13 yards for the second play in a row. Offensive line right now really freeing up the rushing lanes on this drive.
And we have to give them props. They've earned them. But these big runs that we're seeing, they don't result without everyone else being involved as well. Blocking on the perimeter has to take place downfield too.
And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. 18 yards for the rookie Rachaad White. And the Buccaneers are back within a score. And certainly some credit there for that touchdown goes to the offensive line.
They never get the credit they deserve in the stat sheet, but they are the reason that they got the points. Excellent job up front, clearing the way for the score.
Chase McLaughlin on for the extra point. And he's got it. That cuts the lead. It's now 14-10. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was Rachaad White who wrapped the drive up with a touchdown run. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. And now out comes Minnesota. Well, this offense looks like they have a little extra pep in their step as they take the field here for drive number 3. Because remember, Charles, drives 1 and 2 both ended in the end zone.
Yeah, and right now they've just got to be careful not to lean into overconfidence because every drive has a life of its own. But I like the way that they've started, the way that they're going about doing things right now. They've got a chance for that 3rd consecutive touchdown, and that would be a crushing blow to the defense. They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
They'll try the left side. Royal. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. Back to the ground, this time with Jones. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. On first down, Royal. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Complete to Addison on the out route. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So the completion good for 7 there, and it'll be 2nd down. He'll look to throw. That's over the middle and caught by the rookie. First connection there of the afternoon for those two, and it's good for a first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Royal. And they'll get this down to the 10. It's a 13-yard pickup as the downs reset.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. He'll look to throw. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd.
And on 1st and goal, they decided to throw for it, but the coverage was excellent. And he kept holding the ball, hoping someone would shake free. Instead, he's hit and dropped, and now they're not even in the red zone anymore.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Now a give right side. Royal. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1.
We've called a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
Back to throw here. Setting up the screen here, Aaron Jones. And he is going to lose yardage here. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
I know we saw the pass and the completion, and obviously the resulting loss of yardage. To me, that play broke down with the blocking on it, because if you're going to try and swing it that far outside, that blocking's got to hold up to give your guy a chance.
In the defense, they weren't fooled at all.
No, not at all. Boy, were they aggressive on that one.
So a nice kick there as they add 3 to the lead.
And from what I've seen so far, Brandon, I think they've been the better of the two teams here in the first half. So even though you want the touchdown, I think that's a nice job there to put 3 points on the board.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. The Buccaneers offense and running back Rachaad White set to take over again. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. The drive starts with a run by White. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down. From the 35, here's the second down and 6. Now Mayfield. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Palmer. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. Third catch of this first half for him, and this one is a first down.
And maybe that touchdown on the previous drive has re-energized this offense a little bit. They've been kind of sluggish until then, but they're showing signs of life here, and they get good yardage that time and a first down.
First down, here's White. He'll take this to the 46. So they cite the right guard this time with a holding penalty.
And so many different assignments you could have at that position, and sometimes you might just be a step too late and have to grab and hold on.
Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
So they'll come up after the incompletion for second down. Going with White here, toss left. Some tough running, but it only gets him to the 45-yard line. The Bucs on third down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. In motion left, Godwin. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 33. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. So he turned to a trusted, familiar face in that third down situation. It paid off.
Yeah, you go to your veteran receiver in that spot, so you can't underestimate him when he's on the field. Defensively, make sure you know where he is because he understands how to get open in key situations.
Play fake. Mayfield. That one out wide and intercepted. Then he will take it across midfield and down to the 45.
And Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively, not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
A look at the running back, the man out of the backfield as he gears up to go again. And he's well on his way to a 100-yard game. He's already more than halfway there. We're only in the second quarter.
And what I've always loved about running backs is they'll tell you, I had no idea how many yards I had.
Right.
Those guys have an innate sense of where they are in a ball game and how many yards they've accumulated because you know they're always working towards 100.
He's been working well towards 100 here.
That's tremendous field position that they were given following the turnover, but they've still got work to do to get to field goal range, and the coverage we're seeing isn't going to make it easy.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. He gets it to Addison. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. They'll look to throw. Going underneath, he's got Hockenson. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down.
That pattern and scheme was well defensed on 3rd down. He tried to just sprint from one side of the field to the other, and they got it to him quickly. But no chance at yards after the catch there, and they stop him short.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And this will be out of bounds at the what here? The 12-yard line. Well, Rachaad White and the rest of this Tampa Bay offense going back to work now. And he's having himself a little bit of a banner game. His team right now, though, losing.
Needs a little bit of help, and I kind of equate it to a basketball game where you have the big score, and sometimes your strategy is, okay, he can go ahead and have all of his points. Let's hold down everyone else, and that's the way you win the game. And right now, he needs everyone else to start scoring, quote-unquote, as he's been.
Yeah, and he's hoping to keep it close so maybe they can keep it on the ground, not start to go through the air as much. 2nd and 1 now from the 21. Mayfield. The pass is caught by Cade Otton. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across the middle, you put it all together, you got a heck of a tight end candidate.
So just 3 yards on the completion there, and it'll be 2nd down. A good way there to have him bounce back from the interception last drive. Something underneath, a little bit of rhythm going.
I know the best ones in the league have supreme confidence, but every now and then you need a little booster, don't you? This is their way of protecting him and bringing him back, and then they'll turn him loose later, I would think.
Third and 5. Throwing, Mayfield. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Now the Bucs going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. Two first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. He completes it to Evans. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
2nd and 5. Going to the air again with Mayfield. Looking Mike Evans' way again, and he's got another one. The Bucs going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. From the gun, Mayfield. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
Feeling like they're not quite in field goal range yet, they're going to go for it on 4th. To throw, Mayfield. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. So now following the roll of the dice, they've got a 1st and 10 inside the 35. Final play of the half, Mayfield. Now throw on the run, but that's going to be incomplete. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we toss it an hour or so east of here to Orlando, it's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thanks. Yeah, both teams likely to make some changes in what's been a closely fought battle to this point. One touchdown is the difference. 17-10 our score, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Now the Vikings offense set to go to work to begin this third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I liked what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Snap will come from the 31 on 2nd and 7. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's got this one complete to Sherfield. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
They'll run on first down. Royal, credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Royal, and he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
I know they've got to be careful not to go to the well too often, but it's a fine line, isn't it? Because sometimes, if you got success, you want to just keep pounding away.
But no success there. They rallied quickly on the defensive end. On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 38-yard line. Last play, they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards.
Whenever we talk about moving the sticks and controlling the football, there's a great example right there. Those are the third downs you need to convert to win football games. We're in the third quarter of this one, and this is a tight one. In order to maintain pace, keep the ball away from the other team, and put points on the board, those are the plays they need to continue to convert.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Throw to the right, hauled in by Addison. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. He continues to deliver a first down here. He had 4 catches in the first half, and this one number 5.
Boy, everything clicking on this drive. He's 4 for 4 now, and that throw, maybe the best of the bunch. This offense is really humming, and they pick up another first down.
They'll look to throw now on first down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. Trent Sherfield, 28 yards. And the Vikings have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
Man, he just ran a terrific route. Extremely hard to defend when it's run that precisely and the ball's delivered that accurately.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And the lead is up to 14. So this drive spans 7 plays, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And all in all, a pretty solid return. Nearly got it to the 35. They'll mark him down officially at the 34. Here comes the Buccaneers offense. They get their first reps of the second half. Well, the opposition laid down the challenge and opening drive touchdown here to start the second half. And, Charles, now you feel like this group needs to get an answer because this all of a sudden is a two-score game.
Yeah, you're right about that. What was a small, manageable spread to overcome? A little bit more daunting now. I think you're exactly right. Pressure is on because you don't want them getting the ball back with a chance to really extend this lead out. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Mayfield to throw it. And incomplete. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Running out of the gun with White. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. 106 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
So they go from one 42-yard line to the other as they come up now 1st and 10. They keep it on the ground. White again. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. That time they're able to bottle him up, but he's having a really nice game.
I agree with that. Let's just go big picture, right? Every back that's in the Hall of Fame had carries where they didn't gain yardage or they lost yardage, but you stick with them, don't you? When they're having a good game, keep feeding them.
Got his man complete over the middle. That's White. And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 32-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that earns him a fresh set of downs.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone. 11 more on that one and another 1st down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Mayfield down. That's complete to his receiver, Godwin. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down. They run straight ahead here with White. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. After a gain of 5, they'll wind up being about a length of the football short here on 3rd down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
So 3rd and inches, and this will be the 9th play of the drive. Mayfield looks to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they... And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Trey Palmer, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Buccaneers have cut it back within a score. So a strong drive here to lead off this 3rd quarter and gets them right back in this football game.
And I think we can safely call that a statement drive because they had to be saying, we didn't put our best foot forward in the 1st half, but we certainly mean business now. Maybe a better term, a prove-it drive. They proved it to themselves that they were ready to go.
McLaughlin for the extra point. He's got it, and it's 24-17. A 10-play drive that time, and it's all finished off with a touchdown by Tampa Bay. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. A solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32. The Vikings offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. And we'll take you through some of the highlights here. You'll notice he had a hand in a lot of them so far. He's got this offense rolling right now. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable second down.
2nd and 1. Toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete.
And when you're in a one-score game in the second half, now's not the time to force the football in the places where you shouldn't. And that's a smart decision to just get that one out of there.
They tried the throw on 2nd down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. They run the counter. Royal. And down he goes, but the stiff arm utilized effectively there, and it helps him move the sticks. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Oh, nice defensive effort there, providing the hit as the ball got to the receiver, separates him from the catch, and normally he's a sure-handed target.
The 2nd and 10 now as we roll along in the third quarter from Tampa. Running right, Jones. And a solid run here as he'll pick his way down to the 42-yard line. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down.
What a luxury to have a guy like this who can not only spell your starter, but can come in and keep drives going.
So from Buccaneer territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. He'll look to throw. That's caught downfield by Addison. Touchdown, Vikings! Jordan Addison, 42 yards. And the Vikings add 6 to their lead.
As a fan, is there anything prettier than a well-executed post route?
No, it's a thing of beauty, especially when it's done like that for a touchdown.
The throw, the catch, and how about the run after to get it to the end zone?
Now the try here for the point after. And the lead is up to 14. That time a 6-play drive. And Jordan Addison capped it off with a touchdown catch. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Buccaneers offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And you have to imagine this defense saying, how do we stop this guy? He has run roughshod through him to this point in the third quarter. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And that last drive was very, very balanced, pretty methodical. You think they go that route again?
I'm always of the school that until they stop me from doing something, I'm going to continue. And I think that that's exactly what they'll look to do. But the beauty is the balance that they've created sets up opportunities for big plays. Looks like a run, turn into a play action, and throw one deep.
Opting to run again here with White. And he's got some space here. Now he's free to midfield. And gets it across the 50 and down to the 48. It's a gain of 34.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, fifth defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. And I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Well, they nearly sprung him that time as he takes this all the way down to the 37. This gain not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
And he continues to pile up the yardage. That puts him over $150 now. And this defense has really had its problems trying to keep him contained.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And there's a short one taken in by Otten. And he gets it down a yard or two shy of the 30 before he's out of bounds. They'll give him 4 yards there, and it's 2nd down. On the draw, here's White. Pushes past him. And now running right through it. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down. Three quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Back now in Tampa. It's Buccaneer football, but they've got work to do. They find themselves behind here to start the 4th quarter. Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run. Got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. He'll get that out to the flat to White. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. Rachaad White. He scored on the ground and through the air. And the Bucs have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. So how about that for an answer? They get the touchdown there, and it's back to a one-score game here in the 4th.
And that's what these guys have done all game long because they've scratched and slashed their way to stay in this game. And by now we should all realize they're not going away. Now the pressure again swings to their defense because they're going to need to find some way to get the ball back.
McLaughlin now to add the PAT. And that'll cut the lead down now to a touchdown. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was all finished off by a touchdown catch from Rachaad White. Following the touchdown, here's McLaughlin to kick off. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. This offense headed back out, captained, of course, by their quarterback. And this defense might be about ready to wave the white flag. Nothing they have tried to throw at him has been that successful. He just processes things so quickly and makes a right read seemingly every time. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. So fourth quarter, a nice run there to start this drive. Charles, what do you think the split will be here between run and pass?
Well, partner, I think it'll lean towards the run, but this is also not a time where you just totally do that. You still have to possess the ball, move the sticks, and keep the clock moving as well. So they'll run their offense, but yeah, when they have a chance to run it, they'll do that a little bit more.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Up the middle they go. Royal, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Second and 6. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Catch is made by Hockenson, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. They call his number again. It's his 6th catch and a first down. They'll set up to throw. Over the middle and complete to Addison. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. On play action, they'll throw. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he works it to the 30-yard line here, right at the 30. 5th catch of the afternoon, and that gives him a first down.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
Touchdown, Vikings! T.J. Hockenson with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Vikings have opened up a 2-touchdown lead here in this 4th quarter. They have to love seeing that from their young quarterback here in the 4th quarter, able to further that lead with a touchdown pass.
He didn't go turtle, did he? And you know what I mean by that. I had an old coach used to say all the time, hey, when we have a lead late, don't just tuck in and try and ride it out. Go out and play and extend the lead. And that's what he did.
No going for 2. They'll kick the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive 7 plays in length. And it was T.J. Hockenson who finished the drive with a touchdown reception. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Back now comes Tampa Bay. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game planned for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
From the 31, here's 2nd down and 8. Throwing, Mayfield. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. They push him back 8 yards that time on 2nd down. Well, he found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
The Bucs on third down. 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. This is 3rd and 16. He's going to float this one deep right side. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Byron Murphy, the one who got a hand in to knock it away.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. In motion left, Godwin. Desperation time. Mayfield on 4th down. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. With the points that we've seen scored, neither defense has been at their best, but these guys, they've been a little bit better, Charles, and a nice interception there.
Yeah, you're right about that, Brandon. Let's face it. It's not always how you start, it's how you finish, right? So maybe you have a rough game all the way along, but if you make a big play like that at the right time, it can make everything turn out just okay.
Minnesota now ready for their next possession. And as we look back at how we got here, you'll notice a common theme in these highlights. A lot of yardage through the air. The passing game has been sharp right from the outset. On 1st down, Royal. He'll get this down to the 21, just on the edge of the red zone.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the jet sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
Here is 3rd and 5. They'll try the left side. Royal, and he will have a Vikings 1st down. He needed 5. He got it barely, as it will officially go down as a gain of 5 yards.
Brandon, when a defense just simply can't get off the field on 3rd down, and we all know how important that down is for both sides of the ball, you often feel like you're just a step behind whatever they're doing offensively.
And one of the differences in this game, no doubt, 3rd down conversion, and that is going to be a story they'll talk about after this one. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Getting to him for the loss there, that's Kalijah Cansey. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
Dances by him. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a 3rd and about 7 left.
Well, partner, Marvin, our #1 stats guy, just handed me a little card that says he has 97 yards on the ground today. You think he's going to get the ball again?
I think so. 3 away from that century mark. Got to have it.
Yeah, and I think what they're going to call is one of his favorite runs, whatever he feels comfortable with, and what the offensive line has executed well today to try and get him over 100 yards.
And he'll just get rid of it.
Not too many missteps in the red zone thus far. He was going for his 5th touchdown pass. His man couldn't shake free there, but boy, you know he's going to take another shot before this one's over.
Yeah, exactly, because you know 3 is good, 4 is excellent. You get 5, that's a whale of a game. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And Tampa Bay trots out there now. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnelled. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Mayfield. Out route, and the ball is caught by Godwin. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards on the play as they try to eat into this 17-point deficit.
Time running short here in the 4th quarter. You're down 3 scores. And I think you've got a defense here saying we just need to prevent the home run. So a good, smart offensive coordinator can use that as an advantage. And that's a nice throw there to pick up the 1st down.
Give him a gain of 5 on the completion, and it's 2nd down. You got the big lead defensively, willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Mayfield. And there's a short one taken in by Otten. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. The Bucs passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Here's Mayfield. He finds his target. It's Evans. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 11 more yards that go around, a 1st down as well.
As long as you go through your proper reads and progressions, the drag route can be one of those old reliable plays because usually it's good for a good chunk of yardage as we just saw there.
And those guys like it, right? They can get the ball with a full head of steam.
Especially against man coverage because man coverage, they're typically running away from someone and not worried about traffic coming out on the other end.
They'll throw again. Here's Mayfield. Over the middle, he finds Godwin complete. So the completion good for 6 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down. To throw, Mayfield. On the left side, a catch by White. Only able to gain a couple there. And now we've got a 3rd down and 3. They'll look to throw again. And Mayfield again with the interception, his 3rd. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here. Maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
The Vikings ready to go again on offense. Now they are really in the driver's seat here, enjoying this lead late in the 4th quarter. The defense does have all 3 timeouts, but at this point, doesn't look like it's going to matter much. Now a fake on the jet sweep, and they'll instead run up the middle.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Offensive line really didn't give him any room to maneuver on that play.
Things closed pretty quickly, didn't they? And how about the wrap-up at the end of that tackle? Left no doubt there would be no additional yardage to be found.
They'll keep it on the ground. Royal, 103 yards rushing for him now to this point.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
Here is third down and 4. They'll try the left side. Royal, and he will have a Vikings first down, although it doesn't appear to be by much. He needed 4, and he got 4 on third down. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say so long from Tampa.